everybody, this is Petal. How are you all doing? Welcome to Factor 2 Cents Extra. We're doing a little bit of extra today. Hope you guys have had a fantastic week. This has actually been a bit of a slow week for the Sussexes. After coming down from the high of New York, I guess they are, busy hanging out under a tree with their little kids, reading a book, as Meghan says, which brings us to this is a channel for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We are all about Meghan and Harry. We're all about Archie, baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola, Guy, and the chickens. We are biased, we are petty, and that's who we are. So, I'm glad you guys are here. So anyway, since the Sussexes have been a bit slow, I thought we'd get back into a little bit of corruption. I did an episode a few weeks ago about Prince Charles's corruption, and I hadn't gone back to it. So I thought, now that we have a moment, now that things are a little slow in the Sussexes, and let's go back to a little bit of corruption. And I know that this past week, actually the last few days, the Pandora Papers, that's that leak of rich people hiding their money in tax shelters. And, it looks like hundreds of journalists from all over teamed up to leak these papers about the rich and shameless from all over the world, whether it's entertainment or leaders or presidents of countries, basically raping their country's resources and hiding those money, billions of dollars, in tax shelters all over the world. And so that is leaked, and the funny thing is, it was big news the first day, but it's kind of not as big a news as I feel like it should be. And especially in this country, we're such a 24-hour news cycle thing, like something is big and explosive one day and the next day it's like, what was that again? Oh yeah, Pandora Papers. Okay, moving on to the next thing. That's kind of the country we are, and I feel like that's kind of what has happened with the Pandora Papers a little bit, where some people are talking about it, but it's not as explosive as it should be. And maybe in the individual countries whose leaders and stuff have done this, that it is more so than it is here. But anyways, whatever it is, if you hadn't heard about it, check online. It's called the Pandora Papers, where the rich and shameless are hiding their money in these tax shelters, doing nefarious things to hide their money so they don't have to pay taxes. And heaven knows where they got these monies from, because a lot of these money, a lot of time, come from human rights abuses in some form of the other. So anyway, so of course, or shameless, wretched ones on the other side are in this. Of course, it may not be as explosive as some of the others, but a part of the Pandora paper that we learned that through the Crown Estate, which we all know, the Queen is the Queen's Crown Estate, they purchased this office building for $66.5 million. And I don't quite understand how that whole thing works. I'm trying to figure it out. But apparently, the monarch used to pay for basically the run of the country, like the military and all those things. And so this king, whatever, didn't want to do that anymore. They came up with this thing with the government where he will turn over the proceeds that he gets from the Crown Estate, which he owned, I guess, at the time. He would turn all that money over to the government. The government will fund the military and all that stuff. And then from that money, the government in turn will give back to the monarch whatever the monarch needs to run their monarchy. So that's kind of what I understand. So again, all the proceeds that they get from all the land and all the holdings that they have in the Crown Estate, whatever money that comes in, all of that is supposed to go to the government, and then the government give back the monarch whatever. Now they give back to the Queen, and it seems every year it goes up a little bit to run her monarchy. So then my question is, if all the proceeds is going to the government, whatever they get, where did they get that $65.5 million extra to purchase this office building? And that's one question that I have. And so I don't know how this all worked. Maybe it's all in the upper and up. I don't know. I don't understand how it all works. But that's what they did. They purchased this office building. And then my other question is, well, how did they purchase it and we're now finding out about it? Wouldn't they have, basically, wouldn't the government know, since that basically the crown estate doesn't technically belong to the monarch anymore? It's basically public money. So why are we now finding this out? Why are they now finding this out? Wouldn't they have told the government, or government being involved in them purchasing whatever property they're purchasing? And then it turns out that they purchased the property from the family of the president of Azerbaijan, who is Ilham Aliyev. And so they purchased this office building from him. And how it's being reported, again, how it's being reported in the UK is, oh, the royal family purchased this 8-story building from this corrupt family in Azerbaijan. And I'm thinking, huh? Corrupt family? Are we talking about the same people? And it's like, on what grounds did the royal family or anybody in England have to call anybody corrupt? I mean, the Queen owns a tax shelter, a $3 trillion tax shelter called Jersey. Hello, who are they calling corrupt? So I don't know about Azerbaijan. I don't know. I mean, there might be human rights abuses there. But again, we're talking about England. Human rights, even if it's human rights abuse, hello, we're talking about the royal family. Isn't that a little bit like pot calling the kettle black, or kettle calling the pot black, or whichever direction that goes? I never could figure it out. But they're the same. So to be saying that and to be having a conniption about the royal family purchasing it from a supposedly corrupt family, I'm like, that's just one corrupt family purchasing a building from another corrupt family. So what's, again, talk about corruption. I mean, aren't we still talking about Prince Charles's corruption? Prince Charles selling royal family access for cash, isn't that corruption? Prince Charles selling honors for cash, isn't that corruption? Prince Charles selling citizenship for cash, isn't that corruption? I mean, once again, the Queen owns a tax shelter, Jersey, $3 trillion go through Jersey. The Queen owns that. So isn't that corruption? So where do you get off calling Azerbaijan family? I don't care what it is they've done. When do you get off calling them corrupt and not the royal family? And how they are phrasing this and how they are speaking about this is like, oh, poor little royal family. They didn't know, and to make it even worse, they didn't directly purchase this building from the Azerbaijan family. They purchased it from a company in the British Virgin Islands. Yes, the British Virgin Islands. This company in the British Virgin Islands called Hinnis Trade and Investments. Think about that for a second. So shouldn't some kind of alarm bell go off that says something a little off about all this? And then we think in terms of, what are we talking about? The Pandora Papers. What is the British Virgin Islands known for? What do business people do in the British Virgin Islands? They hide their money from tax. They hide their money. The British Virgin Islands is a known tax shelter. You are purchasing a building in your own country from a known tax shelter, and that does not, no alarm bells go off there at all. And you know why no alarm bells go off? Because there are no alarms. These people are used to tax shelters. This is what they do. And now that it's all in the open, now nobody knew this until a few days ago in the Pandora Papers. And so in all of this, what is the royal family's, or what is the Crown Estate response to this? What they always do, we'll investigate ourselves. And I quote, the Queen's Crown Estate has launched an internal review over the $67 million London property it appears to have bought from the Azerbaijan family, which has repeatedly been accused of corruption. Once again, they're investigating themselves. At some point, I'm assuming that one of them will find themselves guilty. They will decide, we are guilty of corruption. Once again, I don't know England, and I've never been there, and I haven't gone into looking into, who investigates who, but is there no one in England that could investigate these people? I don't understand why why the Crown Estate, why the royal family, why Prince Charles, and why the only investigation that there ever seems to be is them investigating themselves. I mean, are we really expecting them to find themselves guilty? Is that what this whole thing is about? That somehow someone will have a conscience and say, I'm guilty, punish me, take away my money. Really? So anyways, that's that on that. So that's it for this episode. There's a lot more that, I could talk about, but you guys can jump in the conversation, jump in the comments, and let me know what your thoughts are. And I'm sure I missed a lot, or maybe I've mixed up something. I don't know. I am learning this stuff as I go along, so y'all can help me with it. We can have a great conversation about this and teach each other. So whatever I missed or whatever I got wrong, please feel free to let me know, and as we can educate each other, and so that none of us are fooled by the scams that are going on. So anyways, and also too, if you have more information, I'm trying to understand the Crown Estate and how that is all working, because some of it doesn't make sense, and so maybe you can explain it a little better so that I can understand it. So I would also appreciate that as well. So thank you guys for watching. Again, please subscribe, hit that notification button so that way you know when we drop a video. Also, if you'd like to support this channel, we would appreciate any support that that you can offer. Thank you guys so much for Lydia, you are always so supportive. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for those of you who have bought t-shirts and mugs, and who are looking to buy t-shirts and mugs. We appreciate your help so much. So anyways, thank you guys. I hope you're well, and I will see you next time.